The Jalen Suggs contract is an absolute bargain for the Orlando Magic. Today we're going to be talking about the details of the contract that make it as such, and we're going to be going over the very first 3 games of the NBA season as the Magic sit at 2-1, about to go play the Indiana Pacers tonight. But first, guys, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. It is the easiest and best way to support us here at Magic Digest. We're trying to build an Orlando Magic basketball community here on YouTube. Okay, so Jalen Suggs was signed right before the deadline at the buzzer prior to the season beginning. He got a 5-year, $150.5 million contract extension, and this had some people up in arms a bit. Now, sources over at The Athletic have said now that it is actually a front-loaded contract, and this gives the Orlando Magic a lot of flexibility. The first year when the contract kicks in, it starts at $35 million and then decreases to $26 million by the 5th year of the deal. Then obviously the 5th year is an option. So this is great. We obviously know that these contracts are what work best for teams, and they did a very similar thing with the Jonathan Isaac deal, where they were able to make it front loaded, and at the end of the day, that's something that teams can end up moving if they feel the need to do it. That is going to prevent us, hopefully, from getting into some sort of cap hell that a lot of teams end up facing whenever they sign a guy who might be a fringe best, or third best player on the championship team, might be that fringe guy who's getting a borderline max deal. Can he be that next? Can he take that next step? Can he be that next guy to contribute to the top 2 guys? Well, it matters less so now because he's got a front-loaded deal. So at the very least, it goes down as the salary cap should, as everybody would assume, go up. So really good deal for the Orlando Magic. This did come out not obviously just today, but a handful of days ago whenever he did end up signing this, or as more details became available. And I just feel like it was very important to mention this because I didn't have it in the very first video whenever I covered Jalen Suggs signing the extension with the Orlando Magic. And now we're getting into the middle of the season, so I feel like that is necessary. All right, let's talk about what is going on in the season for the Orlando Magic. Like I said, sitting at 2-1, started 2-0, had a game against Memphis the other day. That was not exactly the greatest showing. Ended up losing that on Saturday, 111-124. Here is the season leaders so far going into tonight against Indiana. Franz, 25 points per game, leads the team. Wendell Carter Jr., 11.7 rebounds, and Paolo Banchero at 5 assists per game. Obviously, love to see Suggs at 2 steals. And there's a couple other things that really catch your eye. Specifically, Anthony Black is now playing extremely well. He's averaging 4 assists per game and is not getting a ton of playing time, but he's getting more than last year, more consistently than last year. And he's actually producing, and he's able to pass the ball pretty well. Him and Franz are both at 4 assists, and then Paolo Banchero is also sitting at 5 assists, which is the team lead. Now, you kind of want that number to be a little higher, right? Especially whenever you are trying to build an offense that is going to be one of the better ones in the Eastern Conference, or that's the goal. I'm not there yet, but you like that assist number to be higher for the main guy. But hey, if you have to do it by committee, do it by committee. Jalen Suggs, he's at 2.7 assists. Now, I did mention that number from last year. We would obviously like to see that go up. He's had some good passing games and then some others that weren't. The Memphis game did kind of skew some of these stats. Specifically probably the Paolo Banchero 21.3 points per game number, because we just came out flat on a back-to-back. They were also on a back-to-back, but still in the same breath, that wasn't the best showing. And then in the second half, it was kind of too little too late when they decided to make a run. It was 35-21 in the third quarter of that game, and that was not going to that wasn't going to be enough because they were down way, way more than that going into the second half. But still love the way that Franz Wagner is shooting. Love the production that Wendell Carter Jr. is providing, and it does suck whenever you get beat by some guys who, you dropped it out of your roster from over the summer. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to deal with it. J. Huff deserves a shout out. He had 18 points against the Orlando Magic, 7-9 shooting, 3-5 from the three-point line. He played really well. Would have loved that sort of production as well. Now, another thing I think is important to talk about is the injuries that are going on right now. But I'd say he's not suiting up tonight against the Pacers, and neither is Jonathan Isaac. Jonathan Isaac suffered a left hip contusion about 11 minutes into the season, so that is obviously something that we are going to have to keep an eye on. I said that I liked his contract. I liked us giving it to him because it was front-loaded, and I think that has a lot to do with my opinion on the Jalen Suggs deal. But he has not been able to stay healthy so far this year, and we are only 3 games in, so that is a big point of concern. You would like him to be out there on the floor, need that rim protector, need that defense. It is imperative that we get him back, especially since he is the highest paid player on the team this year. But he is missing time with the contusion, and they're still trying to figure out when exactly he's going to be able to come back. But I'd say also out. Tristan da Silva moving to our rookie. He has been the odd man out as far as the Jet Howard, Anthony Black, Tristan da Silva rotation is concerned. I said actually after the Summer League that I thought that rotation was going to end up being da Silva first, then potentially Jet Howard, then Anthony Black. Well, I was proven wrong. Anthony Black is getting the most minutes out of those guys. That probably has to do with Cole Anthony's extremely concerning and slow start. He is starting off very, very poorly to the point where he might end up seeing his minutes getting taken back. It is so poor. Cole Anthony is averaging 2.7 points per game in 15 minutes. Now, 2.7 is rough, but it's his shooting numbers that is probably even more concerning. He shot 12.5% he's shooting 12.5% from 3 and 23% from the field going into tonight. Those are numbers that are going to get him benched, and that could potentially be what it is. But I was wrong about that rotation for the young guys. They're going to bring along Tristan da Silva much more slowly than I thought they were going to do. And then Jet Howard has been out there getting decent garbage time minutes. He's tried to use it to the best of his abilities, averaging 6 minutes per game so far this year on 4.7 points per contest. Maybe he'll see some more action if they want to rotate the bigs in and out, especially with Benatze not there out on the floor tonight. But we'll have to see. Mo Wagner's been playing pretty well so far this year, averaging 11 points and 4 boards per game. He's always due, in my opinion, for a game where he's scoring a lot more than you might think he would score, and then there's other games whenever he's kind of phased out of the offense. But Mo Wagner actually playing extremely well. Both Wagner brothers are playing extremely well. Wagner shooting very well. There's a lot to like so far, but it's definitely not as polished as it needs to be, and I think that they can get back on track against the Pacers tonight. Tristan da Silva does have an illness, but will be available. Franz is a game-time decision, obviously, with I believe his finger is what they are looking at. Wagner's got the illness. But yeah, we'll try to figure out exactly who's going to end up suiting up, and we will see eventually as they go play in about an hour from when I'm recording this against the Indiana Pacers. But that's all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you think of the Suggs contract. Once more, we'll do it again. Does this change your opinion if you were originally against it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see you guys next time with more Orlando Magic basketball content.